Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into our band show. I am your host, Christian Evanko, and tonight we are joined by the Pine Boys, Squiddly and Doop Doppin' all the way down that luscious Maple Dapple Highway, right from Albany to our wonderful Hudson Valley. This is going to be an incredible evening. We have such an eclectic group of musicians on this show, and I promise you that every time you start to think, oh, I get what they're doing now, they're just going to introduce another element that continues to wow you. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you for the first time tonight, the Pine Boys with the incredible song, Squiddly Doop Dop. Take it away, gentlemen.
Diddly, hey, what's the dealio? The driver dude put a steely on my mealio. School baba doodle, walk like a poodle. And when in Rome, yo, we need a pool noodle. He flip off the first foodie. Dude, I'm just trying to be mad, I'm moody. Scatting with a rat in the back of the subway, going out with a bang. Titanic subway, Squiddly Doop Dop. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop. I got a lot bars to battle with and you got nada. Top tier tada, abracadabra, use the Big Mac to kidnap ABBA. I'm ripping and rhyming, I'm dipping and diming. All talk like a landline, Ian, you lying. The talk of the town is saying toodles for now. Watch where you walk, a lot of landmines around. Yeah, Squiddly Doop Dop. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop babe. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop. Squiddly Doop Dop day. Squiddly Doop Dop. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're really happy to be down here in Poughkeepsie. Town with the most 12-foot skeletons I've ever seen. Happy to see that.
you very much. We're the Pine Boys from Albany, New York. We got Brett Maney over there on the bass guitar. Andrew Cerrone over there on the regular guitar. Me, I'm Sam Lasky here on the keyboard guitar and the keyboard regular. Thank you.
Sea, on the land made of sand, the boy in a castle that he made with his hands. Lived on the beach when he was 1. Seagulls took him in, raised him like a son. Learned their bird calls, learned their language and words. Didn't have a beak, but he could talk like a bird. Seagull Boy, watching over the beaches. Seagull Boy, watching over the beaches. Grew up strong, ate fish of any kind, swam with the sharks, and when he was 9, he built some wings out of what he could find to soar over the beach, save the day and fight crime. Trouble on the beach, you know who to call. Seagull signal up, bird call. Towel cape, no flops. Swim trunks, he pop top. Snorkel on, he is a vigilante. He saves the day, then he sing a sea shanty. Seagull boy, seagull guy, on the sand and the sea, and he's up in the sky. What up?
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our band show, live yet again. It's another month, so another episode of our band show. And we want to thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I'm your host, Christian Ivanko. We are live with the Pine Boys in studio, and we're only just beginning. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, of course, of course. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So much so that it's hard to begin. So you know what? Let's start from the beginning. If when you're at a loss for words, just follow the oldest story ever written and just go from step one. So how did you guys start to form? Sam, why don't you start this one off for us?
Yeah. So actually, Andrew and Brett and I have known each other, since high school, and those two have known each other. Andrew and Brett have known each other since forever. They grew up near each other, and I grew up not too far away, but we were in different middle schools, different elementary schools, a whole different world. It might as well be in those days. But we would hang out, we would jam back in the high school days, And just, about probably 5 or 6 years ago now, we're kind of doing our thing. And those two had formed this band. And just a couple weeks later, they asked me if I wanted to be a part, because they were just, in an apartment making these tapes, little by little, one by one. And they had all these great songs. So it's like before I even became a part of the band, I had heard some of the stuff they were putting online. And I was a fan of the Pine Boys before they even asked me to play. And I was like, oh, this is incredible when I got that invite. And so it was just, really just knowing each other, just growing up as youths.
Amazing. So I guess you might have been the wrong member to start from the day one, but clearly you've been in the band for quite some time.
Yeah, only a couple weeks later is when I joined.
Only a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how long have you guys all, paint the picture a little further? You've all been jamming together since you were very young. This is the only band you've been in. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so Brett and I grew up within a walking distance. There's a Stewart's right in between our house. And I was in a punk band for a little while, and it was very rigid. They would hand me sheet music. I would have to do the drum parts and stuff. I started hanging out with Brett and some other friends from high school, and we would just get 3 energy drinks and just jam all night. Not much structure, but it was so much fun. And I wouldn't say we were losers by any means in high school. We had a lot of friends and stuff, but what we did in our free time to socialize was just make stuff. So it never really was something that we wanted to release, or we never really had an intention of starting a band. But when we didn't have somewhere to go, we would make beats on my computer in my car and stuff like that. So it started very organically, and it's been growing ever since. But it's kind of funny. Sam actually, the first time he ever jammed with us was the day of our first gig. Wow. So, he literally learned all the songs, and I don't know how good the gig was, but it was fun. Sam did great. But
Sam, what was that like for you?
Like I said, I had heard their stuff that they had put online at least, and I was really a fan. And, as soon as they asked me if I wanted to jam, first they asked me if I wanted to just come to practice and then go to the show and just watch them and just check it out and see what it's about. And I'm like, no, I want to play the show. And so I just went out of my way. And it's funny, when I first started, I was playing only the guitar. I didn't have this other keyboard with me at the time. And a lot of the songs I was playing with them, I was just literally playing a bass line. I was not even playing, these full parts that you hear now, all these higher parts. And Brett at the time was playing guitar instead of the bass. So I was almost serving as the pseudo bassist at the time. But then there were a few songs where I was like, yeah, I dig this. And I was coming up with these much bigger parts for them. So it was just an alternation between me figuring out the bass line and the general chords of those songs. And again, this is all the day of that gig pretty much. And then some of them I was like, oh, I know what I can do with this one. It's a little more in your face. And so it was fun. I had a great time learning it all the day of.
That's awesome. I guess that defeats the purpose of asking this question. Were you in other bands prior? It seems like you guys were all pretty much day ones.
Well, for a while, I was in a couple bands playing bass. Kind of like when he was away at college for a while. I was in a band for a couple years. And Sam, when Sam was in college, he was in a couple bands as well. So
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so the story continues to unfold then.
Yeah.
Well, so Brett, I've heard from your bandmates. Talk to me about those early days. What was that like for you, just getting going? I hear the musical chemistry. It's really cool to now learn that it's been going on for so long. But how are those early days for you?
Jamming with Cerrone?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just fun. It started off really like Cerrone was saying, or Andrew was saying, when we would get together and just make songs for fun, we would laugh, and there was no intention really to start a band or play shows, but over time, as it got more of a couple songs going, and we thought, why not bring it out, and I'm glad we did because it's grown so much from then. So
yeah, for sure, and I can definitely hear just years of experience, first of all, in your playing. Some of the stuff you guys are able to do, the progressions, the riffs, the solos. You guys are talented, that's pretty obvious and apparent. And what I love about musicians when they're overtly talented and can do kind of like the solos that the classic rockers do, and when they can string it together in a package that's easy to listen to and digest in a nice song structure like you guys can do, I think that speaks even higher than just having that technical ability. So I'd love to kind of hear about your guys' musical roots and what you sort of bring to the table. You know, like who are some of your inspirations? Let's go around the room, and Brett, let's continue to hear from you you on that one, and we'll just
Alrighty.
make our way around the room.
For me, definitely Primus was huge. For a couple of years, it's really like all I listened to. But because I started on bass, the meters, you know, like just those grooves are insane, you know. But I kind of had a punk rock start, so I love like Bad Brains, and
Yes,
you know what I mean, the Melvins,
of course.
Mr. Bungle. That's not really punk rock, but you know,
Still great though.
yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Nice. I feel like I hear a little bit of all of that,
Yeah.
and then some.
Word. Thank you.
For sure. Like I
Cool.
said, you can't pin it down to just you know, just one thing. You can't
Yeah.
pin it down. So with that said, let's move to Sam. Sam, what could you tell us about your musical roots and what you bring to Pine Boys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to start, you know, just like Brett said, Primus, I feel like is just a big influence for all three of us. And I think that becomes very evident in our music, or very apparent in our music. And, you know, it's funny, when I listen to the Pine Boys and I play the Pine Boys stuff, it's very different than the stuff that I normally, when I'm writing on my own, I feel like the kind of stuff I write is kind of that 2010s era, like indie rock, indie pop kind of stuff. You know, I love like San Cisco, Saint Motel, just bands like that with these kind of upbeat, you know, and I guess I have a bias here where I love like keyboard-based grooves and like synthy stuff. And so that's really my jam. But also, you know, I grew up a lot listening to the funk, like the meters, like Brett said. I love, you know, Parliament Funkadelic, you know, that I think comes out a lot in my playing sometimes. And it's funny, the music that I most often listen to is a lot of that indie rock, indie pop stuff, and that I write is not always, you know, what I bring to the table for the Pine Boys. And the funny thing is, just growing up, jamming, you know, more so with Brett, you know, we would jam a lot, you know, in the early high school days. And I feel like Brett is my biggest influence for the Pine Boys, just because, you know, back then he was a lot more exposed to the kind of, you know, those kind of influences than I was. And I was just kind of getting it secondhand from him, literally just in our friend's basement, jamming along to that. And I would just be like, this is like, he has this weird dissonant stuff that he's coming up with. And I'm like, I've never heard stuff like this before. And I'm almost like, when I write parts of the Pine Boys, I almost feel like I am channeling Brett over there, which is, you know, kind of the snake bites its own tail. It's great. And so I think that's a big part of it. And then, you know, I did go through a big time phase in, you know, high school, early college of jam bands and going to see a lot of shows like Humphreys McGee I loved. And I think that comes out a lot. I kind of channel that era a lot in what I write for the Pine Boys as well.
Yeah, I feel like I hear a little bit of all of that. And I just love knowing, now that I know you guys have been jamming together for so long, it makes so much sense. I mean, it's airtight, and that takes years to build. And isn't it a great feeling when you almost feel like you are like in the style of your bandmate? That's such a special thing that I don't think most bands get to. So it's really cool to hear you say that. And of course, let's keep going around the room here. Andrew, let's talk about these influences of yours and where you kind of come from when you contribute to the Pine Boys sound.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're all huge fans of music, of course, but there's a period, you know, early 2010s where there were certain things that I was listening to that inspired me to make music. Not that classic rock like Jimi Hendrix or the Beatles, like that, it kind of seemed like unattainable, but there were certain things that were like Cake or Beck or the Gorillaz. I also was a huge hip hop fan, and most of all, Ween. Very fun, very no genres are off limits. They had some cool lore behind them. They always would switch things up, and just anything that had a cool groove and felt fun. That really is what inspired me to make music, and you know, that's a good rundown, I think.
For sure. Are you a Freeman fan as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there too. Totally. I hear it all. And like I said, so much more. We have so much more for you tonight. If you guys are new here, first of all, just want to take a second to thank you so much for spending some of your Saturday evening rocking out with us here. This is our band show. Once a month, we go live from our studio right here in Poughkeepsie, New York, the beautiful Hudson Valley, showcasing a local band such as the Pine Boys for you. We mic them up, we light them, we let them rock out, and we just talk about our shared love, which is music. So if that's the kind of thing that you find yourself into, we ask that you subscribe, like, and share this video. It would support the channel and the band. So thank you guys again so very much, and let's keep this thing rolling and rocking. Are you guys down to play a couple more songs for us this evening?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good answer. This next song's great, and another one of my favorites. They're all great. You're going to hear me say that a lot, and I am not going to apologize for that. But this next song's called Meet. Take it away, guys.
Down the track, buckled in now, yup, there's no turning back. Got my backpack, and it's full of bacon, greased up pork fat, the smell got me shaking. No coal running on Capicola, running tests, mad cow and Ebola. Hey kids, think got meat sweat, never getting off this train. I bet made that meat connection on the hamburger train. Section, lost my sanity and brains. Full car, Krabby Patty, prime rib, shish kebab, mother freak, hand me a bit. Boxcar window, llama on a ham. Right this way, here's a Dana's Grand Slam. Conductor Brinkle Boots, yay grilling. Fell asleep, hot dog dripping from the ceiling. That's some good ham dying. Jam and toast, like a lamb. You made that meat connection on the hamburger train. Said you would see my section, lost my sanity and brains.
This next one is about arguably the best of the three sisters, and that would be Korn.
Great near the ear, bring about a bucket, not a young cop here. Great near the ear, great near the ear, welcome to the corn show, bring about a bucket, yeah we're talking corn, not a young cop here, pea crop on the low. Here comes the bucket, here comes the show, and I'm looking for a seat in the front row. Everybody in the fam knows what it is, everybody knows he's the best in the biz. You can almost smell it, he's got the good stuff. This time of year can't come soon enough. This ain't knee-high by the 4th of July. Looking for a cop, came to the right guy. Dirty water in his cup, grin ear to ear. Old sun shirt, same one as every year. Chillin', looking at the lake from the porch. Got the burn on the bucket and the blowtorch. Grin ear to ear. Welcome to the corn show, bringing by the bucket. Yeah, we're talking corn, not a young cop here. We drop on low, grin ear to ear. And we play cornhole, grin ear to ear. Welcome to the corn show, bringing by the bucket. Talking corn, not a young cop here. Pea crop on the low, grin ear to ear. And we playing cornhole. You're gonna wanna hustle the corn please. Drop those ears into a large pot filled with boiling water. Thank you. After about 5 to 8 minutes precisely, you're going to want to remove the first serving. Then hit it with a lot of butter and salt and pepper, and it's time to dance. What you know about the corn show, yo? It's the corn show. It's the corn show, yo. What you know about the corn show, yo? It's the corn show. It's the corn show, yo. What you know about the corn show?
This next one's about Terry.
Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Raised on 18 wheels and bootleg Jerry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Teeth back seat, yup, dip, daddy. Had a good sleep in about 10 years. She's running off crystal, cocaine and light beers. That's a lot, Liz, pick her up at the stop. Just shake her ass, then flip the bird at a cop. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Raised on 18 wheels and bootleg Jerry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Terry, truck stop, Terry. Raised on 18 wheels and bootleg Jerry. Best roadhead this side of the nation. She's really not one for much conversation. Shaking thumb up, what do you say? She's heading down southbound on the Northway.
Ooh, fantastic.
Thank you.
Pine Boys, crushing, I have to say. Incredible so far. Thank you guys again so much. Thank you all so much for watching. We have some great folks in the chat hanging out with us. An old friend of the show, former crew member, Tyler Ruvo. Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting. We miss you. We hope you're doing well. Michael D'Agostino of Phenomenon coming in hot with a UFO question on deck for you guys. We'll be sure to get to that. And a bunch of other folks in the chat just enjoying and having a great time. And someone else who looks like he's having a great time, as I can see here on the Switcher view I have, is our producer, Pat, co-producer, Pat. Pat, what's up? How are you doing?
Hey, Christian. Having another amazing day, here in October, getting ready for Halloween and celebrating it with none other than the Pine Boys. And I think we're having a great time listening to their music. What do you say?
We're having a blast. And, man, we could do this all night. But we have questions for him because, as you know, we're inquisitive people here. And, well, Pat, what do you got for the guys tonight?
Man, I have no idea exactly where to start. I want to ask this one question, and hopefully, I get an interesting answer. But just based on some of your lyrics that we have here tonight, I'm just curious, like, if you guys are all in on like Adult Swim, little Aqua Teen Hunger Force and stuff like that. Is that sort of a little bit of a sense of your kind of style? Is kind of like, a narrative in that kind of vein?
I love that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew is the lyricist of the band there, but I will say, I think the three of us share the sentiment that I absolutely love Adult Swim. It's in all its eras back in the days, harkening back to the days when I did have access to cable. Now I catch what I can on HBO Max. But the, oh my God, just the old school C-Lab 2021. I was just talking about that recently with Brett. And then I love 12-Ounce Mouse, Aqua Teen, of course, and just all those old school, just poorly drawn Adult Swim cartoons are amazing, incredible.
Poorly drawn is key there, isn't it?
Yeah, those are the best ones. Those are the most ridiculous ones. Like the ones that are too polished are like, they're usually the humor is a little bit too polished as well in those. Yeah,
I agree. The crudeness, it's endearing and charming.
Right.
And it's supposed to be. It's kind of nice to see art doesn't have to be perfect to be something that's like broadcast to a large audience. And I think that's cool. I think we all get caught up in being perfectionists and, trying to fine-tune every single detail. I know we're guilty of that here in many ways. Sometimes you just got to put the art out there and just let it kind of take on its own life.
Yeah.
It's in God's hands at that point.
Well said. It's in God's hands. So you guys took an album from your hands from the privacy of the Pine Boys creative process and recently released it to all of us. The new record, Gleam, if I'm correct, and I know I am because I'm on top of it tonight. So what can you guys tell us about that record? And where can folks hear it and check it out? And what was the creative process like for that?
Yes, well, we are always writing new stuff. We're working on some stuff beyond Gleam just the other day, but some good songs came together about a couple years ago, and Sam has been contributing some awesome songs. I think we all bring a little bit of an idea into something, and the three of us together make it what it really becomes. But the seed of Gleam was one day we were arguing about the Water Slide World theme song, that commercial, the old Water Slide World. And there's a word at the very end of it, and there's a lot of controversy about what it is. Some people think it's smile, and some people think it's gleam.
And feel.
Or feel, yeah. So like on Reddit, there's a bunch of stuff, and we had an internal debate, and we said that might be a good title. So from there, a lot of inspiration, just water slides, water scenes, and John Popper from Blues Traveler.
Oh, don't get me started on John Popper.
We're getting you started.
I think he is criminally underrated. Don't tell me he has 2 hits. That just tells me you haven't listened to 4 or anything else prior, the 3 albums prior.
No, it's John Popper, Miles Davis.
Okay, you're allowed to have that, I would say there's a few people between the two. I wouldn't say John Popper's the top of the mountain, but he's certainly great. This the new record, as per usual, I would say, with a Pine Boys release, it covers a multitude of styles. Is there a central theme? Is there a certain vibe or feeling you were trying to tackle? Talk to me about that part of the process.
Yes, there's definitely no genre. We're never like we're gonna make a country album, or we just have a lot of ideas. If we like it, if there's a lot of groove, if we're digging it, gets on the album. But there's this very small town in the Adirondacks that not many people know about, not many people can get to. It's very hard to get. It's called Vacation Land, and we spent some time there, and there's a lot of interesting and weird people there. Weird things happen, and that really is what we write about a lot. What happens in that town. So there's several things in Gleam that are directly from Vacation Land.
Every word in
Real
Gleam
life.
is completely true. Everything you hear. True stories.
It really
all of it.
happened.
From your experience there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. So this is like an abandoned theme park.
Kind
No.
of, yeah.
Kind of. And what did you do? What did you do there while you were there?
No, it's a town. It's a town
Oh,
of
it's a town.
people, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There is an abandoned amusement park in the town, but
there. Okay, so there's an
beside the
abandoned
point.
amusement park in the town, but it's a town you can actually go to and hang out in.
Yes.
In New
And-
York.
Yes, it's in Adirondacks. You can
Interesting.
Google it. And also,
Wow.
yeah, the song we played a little while ago, Meat Connection, is the train to get there. That's the only way you can get there. So we're not allowed to say any more.
Right.
Understood.
Wow, that's pretty cryptic, but I guess we'll have to listen to your tunes and go from there. Like maybe we'll figure out the full mystery from there. With that said, since you have this sort of muse, so to speak, and you get some inspiration from it, why don't you detail a little more about your creative process and just like how a song comes to life, how you workshop it as a team and really decide on the final version of that tune.
So usually in the past, I'll have a riff, or Saron will have a riff, and or a song idea completed, and we'll bring it to practice and workshop it that way. But Gleam was kind of different in the sense that a lot of the songs were made when all three of us were in the room together. So it wasn't so much as, all right, here's this song that's done that I wrote, or Saron wrote, or Sam wrote. Make some parts for it. It was more of, the three of us in the room together.
Yeah.
And that's not something you normally do, in other words.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking from my experience, I know like I said earlier, I only joined the band a few weeks after they started, and now it's been years. But even at that point, those two, they had a almost fully fleshed out catalog of at least ideas that were, pretty well completed. And so I spent, the good part of a year or two just making keyboard parts for everything that we did have at that point, and just making the songs that you typically will hear today. So it's like, those two were the primary, just writing everything. And Andrew, like I mentioned earlier, is the lyricist. And so a lot of times we would go to practice and they would be like, check out this new riff, check out this new idea, check out this new song I wrote, or check out these lyrics. And then, we would just kind of jam for a while. We would jam on these songs for like, a half hour straight until something memorable came out, and we would record it on our phone. And Brett, for some reason, would record it on the video recorder on his phone instead of just the audio recorder, and he'd have it face down on his amp. And I'm like, Brett, you're wasting so much hard drive
Takes
space.
up a lot of space on the phone.
Yeah, but you know what? It's probably like a little higher quality.
Maybe.
That's a good point.
So
Maybe.
maybe Brett knows something that the rest of us should be doing.
That could be.
No, that's awesome. Andrew, what's like your part in that process of you guys all being in the same room together?
Yeah, and I think for this recent album, we had a lot of these songs that we were playing live for like almost a year by the time the album came out. And I think we developed a lot of stuff live, like a lot of my favorite bands, like jam bands do. And I think it shows. I think there's some organicness and there's some more... Yeah, I think some of the parts and the things on the album are a little bit organic. But I think recently we've made a concerted effort to, as Brett was saying, not have a finished song. I think a lot of times it starts with one person has a little idea and it becomes something much more. I think it really shows, and you can hear all of our hands in it because we all have much different sounds and things. And I really love that. It's not just one primary song. We're very all involved in the process.
That's great. That's really cool, and it does feel like you guys wrote it in the same room. When you play those songs in specific, I do feel like there's a give and take element to all your music, but just hearing you guys jam and rock out on these newer tunes, I feel like I can kind of pick up on that vibe. As I've heard the songs, thankfully, about like 20 times each, because they'd be on repeat regardless, so at least I get to hear the real McCoy in person. I think we kind of messed up, guys. We said pumpkins, right, because it's Halloween and all that, but people are just naturally dropping corn in the chat, and I think that's a fitting emoji, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So we have Bean in the chat dropping some corn.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, Ruvo, and so many more. And alumni of our band show, we always appreciate when you guys support, and we hope that you guys are doing well out there in Phenomenon. They have a question, and Mike wants to know, is that a UFO on your guitar, Andrew?
No. This is actually one of the three it's a logo of the Eye of Lord Pine. It's kind of a long story, but...
The Eye of Lord Time?
Lord Pine.
Pine.
Yes.
Ooh.
This is another, from Vacation Land tree that was cut down of Indian reservation, and it came to life and killed some people. We made a deal with him that if we started a band and kind of talked about him and spread the word, he wouldn't do anything to us. So, our first album, The Ghost Pine, is an ode to him, and there's 3 eyes representing the 3 pieces of the Pine Boys, and this is our logo.
We all answer to someone.
Exactly.
Understood. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a graphic novel in the works, and with the way that one of you guys can draw, it seems pretty attainable. So before we jump into our next batch of songs, I have not forgotten about our comments about Adult Swim and that kind of like beautifully crude artwork, and I was so thrilled to learn that someone in your own band is quite the artist themselves. What can you guys tell me about some of the artworks?
Well, I'm not very good at drawing. Given the time I've been doing it, like, you think I should be getting better, but I'm not.
I disagree.
Okay.
But
No, but in the beginning, the first couple albums, I would do the artwork for it, and we just kind of like to keep it like a certain aesthetic. So, my style of drawing and just bold colors. And just to kind of keep like a theme, like an aesthetic going. So
That very eye was a creation of Mr. Brett Maney.
that's awesome. Incredible. I love how we just keep unpacking the many layers of creativity of this pine cone that you guys have brought us here. So with that said, I think the only thing we could do here is we could talk all night, and of course Elizabeth in the chat says all hail Lord Pine. Yeah. But I want more music. Would you guys indulge us for another set here? Perfect. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive back into some more amazing tunes from the Pine Boys. Don't go anywhere. We're still rocking and rolling on this beautiful Saturday night. This is the Pine Boys live on our band show. Take it away, guys.
Sam walking down the stew shop with the whole band. Dad's sleeping, neighbor mad, and Dad is drunk and drum set not too shab. Mike on the Fender beat, Maney on the bass. On the walk, claymation, pork soda bass. Empetigo, way before Amigos, memory chain. Meet up with mosquitoes, chicken slam, one jam lasts an hour. We're funked up with white all-purpose flour. Yeah, but Chico. One dad on the mug. We needed this rain, yo, looking pretty soupy. Go by the road to be a blue man groupie. Son of a sandwich, extra bologna. Son of people's shirts and they don't even know me. Sam on the song, shouts out Jim told me. Put the dirty money on my little pony. Earn my bag in the back of the bus boy. We're cleaning up like a freaking bus boy. Yeah, but Chico. We're told not to get political, but I want us to make one announcement here. Please go out and support your local mall. They're dying. We need some foot traffic in there. And I need malls to be around. Thank you. My platform. Walkin. Mall. Walkin' when you mall walk, do it well dressed. Wear a nice pair of shoes and your Sunday best. When you mall walk, gotta bring all your friends. Start at the double doors, walk till the end. Food court samples, the fountain dew flowing. No need for the map, cause we know where we going. Walk the mall at the pace of a zombie. More Hot Topic in Les Abercrombie. Sneak a CVS snack right into Regal. We break the rules, yeah, we know that's illegal. Pulling that Lucky Strike, call me Walter Ray. B&B band, they wouldn't let me play. Take with Mall Santa every other year, he always looks strung out. Smells like beer. My old pal's a walker, he gets in his steps. Coffee club card, refills on deck. My old pal's a walker, gets in his steps. My old pal's a walker, he gets in his steps. Mall. Walkin'.
very honored to be here during the Halloween time of year, and this next song is called Lunatic. It is about a story about a werewolf, so very fitting. Thank you. You'll notice some pumpkins and skulls around. Thank you.
Nowhere to be found, and they brought guns and friend a bloodhound. Not sick, he's a lunatic. 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 Drank from the moonshine like he was addicted. It's been a full month since he was afflicted. Was a full moon when he was bitten. The curse was much worse than the folklore written. Tore off his clothes. He had the wolf coat from his head to his toes. Hungry, had to eat, but not from the woods, yo, we hit the streets. There was an A-double, there was no this type of creature. Then old man Joe came down from the hill, said a box of silver bullets, said it will be chill, yo. Silver bullet to the dome, yo. Silver bullet to the dome, yo. Not sick, he's a lunatic. Not sick, he's a lunatic. Not sick, he's a lunatic. Not sick, he's a lunatic.
That song is the first time I heard it live here on our band show, and I'm amazed. I wish I listened to it before the show. Anyway, great performance, guys. I'm really ecstatic to have you here. Typically, this is the segment where we, talk about our past guests, and we sort of ask our audience to go ahead and look at their social media, find them on Instagram, and see what they're up to. And we show a little community calendar segment. We decided that we are going to move that to the end credits. So after the Pine Boys wrap up their final set of the evening, stick around for the credits to take a look at our community calendar. And we do have a special performance by Faison. Some of our crew, Eric and Dan, basically help us out, put on the show every month, and they basically had a stream of their own, and they are playing Empire of Ashes in our credits, and you can check it out and check out the rest of their stream on their YouTube. Christian, how are you doing this evening? Are you still having a great time?
Still having a great time, and I know that song. It's a good one. I really enjoy it. So please stick around for that. And we might have moved the community calendar to the back end of the show, but we have not moved the very much so earned and appreciated thank yous to our incredible crew that helps make this show happen month in and month out in no specific order, but with all of the gratitude in the world. We want to thank Eric Greenup, Emmanuel Fatakis, Kira Stack, Dan Chester, and all the other amazingly talented folks who dawn the doorstep of our band show on a night when a full moon shines bright. after the farmer's last harvest of the season.
Yeah, and Christian, I want to jump in because
Stop me, please.
Tyler Ruvo in the chat says he loves Pat, and hey, listen, you said earlier, Christian, hey, we want you back, and Tyler, it would be great to have you back if you can make it. So we do miss you, and we hope you're doing well.
That's called the on-air guilt trip, and Pat is the master. With that said, we appreciate you guys all so much for being here. Drop those corn, and I guess corn works for Halloween, a corn maze. Nothing like a good old corn maze.
Right. The corn.
Stephen King built an empire on corn mazes, so nothing wrong with corn. Damn straight. And Pumpkin's in the chat too if you'd like. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat, for joining us tonight on this live stream. We really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, taking a moment to subscribe to our channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you'd be so inclined, hitting that like bell wouldn't hurt, and sharing this with a friend, well, you'd just be going the extra mile. And if you don't feel like doing that for us, that's okay. But please at least do it for our new friends in the Pine Boys, who literally drove the Maple Dapple Highway all the way from Albany, the capital region. Imagine getting out of there during election season. Good luck. To come and jam with us today. They made it happen. So, fellas, where can they find you, keep up to date with you, and consume these awesome tunes?
Yes, thank you. The best place would be thepineboys.com. And you can sign up for our newsletter on there if you wanted to, stay up to date. We have all of our 9 albums for free on there. And also have an Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So we'd love to have you.
9 albums.
Every major streaming platform too, Spotify, and then
Yes.
Apple Music, anything you want, we're on there.
Deezer, right?
Believe so.
Yep.
Okay. Radio Public.
I don't know about that.
Great
one.
question.
Maybe.
Okay. These are important, guys, but we'll talk about it off air. Please follow the Pine Boys. I've been jamming on Spotify all week, and yes, there is 9 albums. We can confirm that, and they're all great. You guys have been great. Great audience. Great evening. I don't really know what else to say other than, sometimes talk can be cheap when the music is this good. So, Pat, is there anything else we're leaving on the floor here, or should we let these amazing musicians we have had the pleasure of hosting rock out for one final set?
Yeah, I guess I just had to say that Tyler is indeed making me blush here on our band show. If you're in the chat, basically, he's talking about how pretty my eyes are. So anyway.
He's always been a sweet talker, that Ruvo.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. So with that said, thanks again to all of our crew, past and present, not just, Tyler, but, there's Jason, staff, and Rich Hersberg. There's a couple of others that I'm probably forgetting. But, volunteers make this show happen. And everybody that's sort of contributed and helped us put on such a good production, I thank you. It's getting towards the end of the year, so I need to say it a little more often to them.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, you went silent when I cut to you. I thought you were going to say a little bit more, but
no, that was the bit. That was the bit. Let's jump into some more songs. My paper tells me that we have a tune called "Daycare Dropout," and it's a great one. So without further ado, it's sad, but sad for me, but great for the audience. This is my last time I can throw it to the Pine Boys for some great tunes, but they have 2 incredible songs to conclude this awesome evening with. So thank you guys again. Take it away.
Daycare dropout. Daycare dropout. He's a daycare dropout. Daycare dropout. No more nap time, mommy. He bust out the pen. He dipped from a daycare. He put up a dose. And he told Teach to take care. Yeah, Daycare Dropout. He's a Daycare Dropout. Daycare Dropout. Daycare Dropout. You can't put them in the box, you can't put them alphabetical. Cream of the crop if you put it hierarchical. Put the crayons away, no more Crayola. You don't want no milk, you just want a soda. Daycare Dropout. This was so awesome. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you to the crew down here in Poughkeepsie, Maple to Apple Highway. The song is called Farmer Boy. It's on our new album, William. I am the prophet. First you plant it, then you profit. What you plant now, you harvest later. Why don't you do yourself a favor? I am the almanac, I am the prophet. First you plant it, then you profit. What you plant now, you harvest later. Why don't you do yourself a favor? Have a little faith, kick a little dirt. Back hard, let the dog do the work. Hard day's work, got 10 kids. Can't even feed them as it is, yeah. I am the prophet, First you plan it, then you profit. What you plant now, you harvest later. Why don't you do yourself a favor? I am the almanac, I am the prophet. First you plant it, then you profit. What you plant now, you harvest later. Why don't you do yourself a favor? Have a little faith, take a little dirt. Back hurt, let the dog do the work. Hard day's work, got 10 kids. Can't even beat them as it is, yeah.
this noise pulling me up a wall. Oh, I'm running. I know it's hard and I get in your way. I know it's hard and I ruined your day. It's too many voices. What the fuck is being said? I'm all wound up and losing my fucking head.
Who am I to try and argue? Please, I'm begging, let me help you. Insatiable like self-control. Won't act as edgy, so I'm told. You were unsure, just seen, not heard. I know you changed, it's for the worse. I'm sick of lies, you've had the chance. Today you'll learn the truth. Why can't you be a better man? So tell me why you never take responsibility.
Johnny, don't grip that rope, pull yourself together. Lights up now, pull that shit through stormy weather. Life you wanna live is yours to choose. The sun is coming up right now. What you gonna do? Boy, you ain't got time to lose.
Let's go to super hyperspace.
I would hold your horses there, guys. We can't do anything until we supply those engines with more rock and roll to fuel them thrusters.
We could do that.
All right, it's what we need.
Everything right here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is everyone ready?
Suffocated in retrograde, brutalated, centipede. Our lives are ruined. Now we're alone. We're never going home again. Tell me how far do I have to go to get back to my friend? Don't know if I'll ever be normal again. Show me what goes bump in the night. You're not disposable. I'll never let you go. Sophisticated DNA, orchestrated. I'm okay. Our streets are ruined. Now we're alone. I'm never gonna hear your voice again. On the phone, tell me how far do I have to go to get back to my friend? Don't know if I'll ever be normal again. Show me what goes bump in the night. You're not disposable. I'll never let you go. I I need a second now to let it all sink in. I buried myself without a hint of oxygen. I need a second now to let it all sink in. I buried myself without a hint of oxygen. I need a second now to let it all sink in. I buried myself without a hint of oxygen. I need a second now to let it all sink in. I buried myself without a hint of oxygen. Tell me how far do I have to go to get back to my friend? Don't know if I'll ever be normal again. Show me what goes bump in the night. You're not disposable. I'll never hear your voice again. How many bodies and how many graves say a prayer over me? I wanna rewrite my eulogy. Tell me a song about the human